Hello guys, how are you? In this video, I am going to teach you about 11 Python one-liners or one-line codes which can make your life as a Python developer very easy, and these kind of tricks can be very helpful in interview questions as well. We are going to see basic one-liners and then some list comprehensions one-liners, then lambda function one-liners and sorting and filtering. So the first one is very basic. Suppose you have two numbers, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. Okay. So if you want to swap the values of these two numbers, then the most easy way to do it is in one line. You can just write a comma b is equal to b comma a, and that's it. When you print the value of a comma b, now this value will be swapped. So let's run the code. Python one liners, enter. So you see the output is 20 and 10. So we have swapped the value in one line. So that's the first trick. Alright, let's comment it out. Now let's see the second trick. The second is, let's say you have a string s is equal to YouTube and you want to reverse the string. So how do you want to do it? How can you do it in one line? You can just say s, then this square braces. Using this, you slice or select some part of your string. What you can do is you can write two colons and then minus one. What this will do is this will select all your string, and minus one means select the string from the last. So this will reverse it. So when you print this value, you will see that we have the reversed string now. So let me clear the console and run it again. So you see the string is now reversed. So that's the second trick. Now let's talk about the third trick which you should know. Let's say you have been asked a very simple question or simple query that you are given a number x equal to 10. Now you want to find out, is this x even or not? Okay, is it even or odd? Okay, so how can you do it? You can create a lambda function for this. So let's do this. Let's create a function is even equal to lambda x and colon x mod 2 equal to 0. Now what this will do, when you call this is even method or is even function, now you can pass an argument x and this will check is it even or odd. Okay, so let's try this. Print is even, and in this is even we can call x. Okay, let's run the code and see the output is true. You can even call it again. Let's call it with x plus 1, which is 11. So clear the console, run it again. You see first one is true, second one is false. So you are able to find even and odd in one line. Okay, you can even do it with directly with this formula, but this is just an example. You can do more functionality or better, you can implement more functionality with this particular approach or more complex operation as well. Now let's comment it out and let's see the next one. Let's say you are given a number n equal to 5 and you want to find the factorial of this n. Now you might be thinking of creating a range, or you see we are getting a hint to create a range or create a loop for this. But in Python you can do it in one line. You just need to import a method, not method but a function from math library. From math you need to import factorial. Yes, so math module does have a factorial function and you can directly call this factorial to get the factorial of a number. So let's do this. Let's call the factorial on n and let's run the code. When you run the code, you will get the factorial of 5. You can change the number and see again. You will get the factorial of 4 this time. So these are like the basic things which you should know, because even though you can do it in more than one line of codes, but this is very good if you are able to do it within a line. Okay, now let's talk about some list comprehension one liners. Now the first trick is, can you square the numbers in a list? So let's say you have a list x equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Can you square the numbers in this list in just one line? Okay, let's try this. then squares is equal to another list. And in this one, what you can do is you can say for I in x. What this will do is this will loop through I, not I, but this will loop through x, and every element of x will be stored in I. Now what you can do, you can just say I multiplied by I. This trick, what it will do is it will create another list, and each element of the list will be square of the numbers in x. So let's try to print this and see the output. So we print the squares and let's see the output. Yes, so our numbers are squared now. Okay, so this is one trick. You can perform more complex operation like cube. So I into I into I. Save this, run it again, and this time it is the cube of the numbers. So that's another trick for list comprehension. Let's see, can we extract even numbers from a list? Okay, let's say we have a list x equal to 1 2 3 4 5, and we just want the even numbers from this list. How can we do it? We can run a loop and we can do it in multiple lines, but in one line, how can we do it? Then let's say events is equal to, again this is a list comprehension trick. So let's say for I in x, we will be accessing each element of I, not I but x in I. And then what we are going to do, we are going to assign I, but we will be assigning the value only if I mod 2 is equal to 0. So what's happening here is we are doing a loop, and every time we are checking a condition first. If the condition is true, then the value is assigned. If the condition is false, the value assignment will not be done and it will be skipped. So in this way we are able to extract the even number from a list in just one line of code. So let's print this. When you print it, it's just 2 and 4. 1 3 and 5 are ignored. Now let's see another trick. Let's try to flatten a nested list. So let's say you have a nested list. Let's take an example. X is equal to a list, and inside this we have another list 1 comma 2 comma 3, then 2 comma 4 comma 5. Now what you want is you just want a list in which each element is the element inside this list. This is called flattening a list. Okay, let's say the output we are expecting is 1 2 3 2 4 5, right? So if we are expecting this output, how we can do it? Let's see the trick. So again we will be using list comprehension for this, and let's say for I in our list, and in the list what we are saying is, what we'll do is we will be assigning the value of I. Okay, but we will be looping through this element as well, right? So let's loop through this I, because I is now a list. Okay, so let's say for j in I, and let's assign the value as j. Now print the value. Okay, I think there is some typo for j in I and for I in x. Okay, we have to write for I in x first. Okay, let's save this. Okay, so the thing is, you have to write for I in x, you have to write your original array loop first, and then for each element, what do you want to do? You want to run another loop, and then we want to assign the value. So let's print the value op and see the output. See, the list is flattened now. Okay, so this is how you can flatten a list in just one line of code. Let's comment it again. Let's see another code. Let's try to create a dictionary from a list. So let's again create a list. X is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Can you create a dictionary using this list in just one line of code? Okay, let's try this. Let's call it data is equal to, this is how we create a dictionary using curly braces, and let's assign the elements. So let's say for I in x, again we are going to loop, and every time we are going to assign a value. So let's say I colon I into I into I. Okay, so the key will be the number and the value will be the square of the numbers. Let's print the data and see, are we getting the output? Okay, so let's clear the console. Okay, so we are getting the output, right? in which in the output we have key as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the values are 25, 16, 9, 4, and 1, right? So this is the use of list comprehension and lambda function as well. So we saw this lambda function here, right? I think we did saw it somewhere. Yeah, we saw it here in the is even function. So we saw the use of lambda function for one line of code. So let's comment this. Now let's see some, some sorting and filtering. We already have saw the lambda function, so we will focus on sorting and filtering using one line of code. Okay, let's say you have to find the maximum and minimum of a list. So let's say you have a list 1 2 3 4 5. How can you find a maximum? So generally what people do is they do it in two lines. Mx is equal to max of x and mn is equal to min of x. So you don't need to do it in two lines. You can directly do it in one line. Mx comma mn is equal to max of x and comma min of x. See, this is how you can find the maximum and minimum both in one line. Let's print it to test this code. Print mx, print mn. When you print it you will find the maximum as 5 and minimum as 1. Okay, now next one liner is, what if you are given a list x is equal to 1 2 2 1 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 1 comma 4. So you see in the list we have many duplicate elements, and you just want to find the unique elements. So how will you do it? You will just create a set of this. So let's say x is equal to set of x, convert it to a list again, and this time your elements will be unique. So when you print x, you will find that the elements are unique, 1 2 and 1 2 3 and 4 only, right? So we saw another trick which we can do in just one line of code. Now can you sort a data? Let's say let me first create a data. Now this is the last trick which we will be doing using one line. So let's say we have a data x is equal to tuple 1 comma 2, then there is another tuple 3 comma 4, and there is another tuple 5 comma 6, and let's add another tuple. Let's add 0 comma 1. Okay, now I want to sort this using the second key. It means I want to see this second key 2 4 6 and 1, and based on this value I want to sort my list. So how can we do it? So let's say, okay, let's see the trick. What we will do is we will call the sorted function. We can call, or we can directly call x dot sort, and in x dot sort we are going to make use of key parameter. Key will be the parameter, and in this you will assign the value which you want to take to sort the data. So the value will be using lambda function, so lambda x, and we want it using the x of 1 because the one index will store this 2 4 6 and 1. Now let's print x. Let's see the value of x now. When you run the code again, you will find that 1 2 4 and 6, this is sorted now. Okay, you can even sort your data based on the first index. So for that you just need to write x of 0. Okay, so in this case again when you sort it the data will be same. Okay, let's try to change it. Let's try to make it -5. When you save this, clear the console, run the code again, you see -5 is now in the beginning because we are now sorting using the first index. And when we saw using sort using the second index, not the second index but the second element which is index 1, then you are getting 0 1 3 and -5 because the sorting is done using the second data in the tuple. So I hope you like these tricks, and these tricks or these knowledges will definitely help you to or definitely help you as a Python developer, and even in interviews when you are given some questions or situations, these codes or these tricks will definitely help you to crack your code in a better way. So I hope you like it, and I hope you if you like it, just make sure that you hit the like button, And if you're on the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe it as well, because I regularly upload videos on Python and other programming tutorials. So I will see you in the next video, guys, and thank you for watching.